Welcome to the NoCap Table podcast, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the start-off lifestyle. I'm your co-founder, Omari.
And I'm your co-founder, Robert Foster.
Yo, listen, we got a great show going on today. One of the people,
the
originator, right?
NoCap,
NoCap Table was founded by really us three, and we're sorry that it took so long for us to get you on the show.
Okay.
But if you could introduce yourself to the people that don't know out here, tell these great people out here in TV, podcast, radio world who we have in the building.
Yeah, so my name is Rejoice Jones. Oh man, do we got to get into like business stuff? Because I kind of feel like who I am is like...
Just tell them who you are.
Yeah. I am a proud Michigan native.
Yep.
Although I feel like I feel like Atlanta raised me, kind of.
Okay. So you're ATL, baby.
Maybe, but they won't claim me.
Minus the Grady baby.
That's why I don't really speak it out loud, because I feel like Atlanta be serious about like their natives. So I just say, oh, okay, I was raised here. Now I'm a proud techno-culturalist, where I use technology and culture to live life, and I'm just here to do my part. And I'm very, very excited to be here with you guys.
That's
nice.
Let's go.
Yes.
But one of the first things we like to do, we like to ask, how did you move the needle for your business this week? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Oh my gosh. Oh God. This week, it's so funny you ask, because today I've been more stress tests this week as a founder, probably more than I've ever been. And it's because we're in between no money and the contracts we've been waiting for.
Talk to them.
So like in between gap funding. And so this week I've just been reaching out to all the folks and saying like, hey, we have contracts in the pipeline. Can you give us money? I got a first no today, and so I'm just waiting on the rest of them. So I would say the needle is being moved by just, pushing through it and understanding it's just a part of it. It's another one of those. So we'll see what happens. I think I'll still be in business after this week.
It's no thought. You'll still be in business.
Yes,
Come on, let's go.
Next opportunity.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shopmakers League, you're not off the hook. How did you move the needle for your business, Doc?
This week we got closer to our launch.
Hey.
There it is.
Just a few small things on the development side. Couple of cool meetings that could lead to some opportunity. Got a second meeting from an opportunity.
Come on, meetings.
Other than that, just getting this Google for Startups application.
Come on now.
We know
we late.
Application
we know we late,
right
but
now.
it's gonna be.
Are we late?
No, we on time.
We on
time.
time. Yeah, we definitely on time. Yeah,
we on time. We on time. That's it.
Yeah.
We're just doing the daily things to move the business.
Nice.
Nah, Shopmakers League, I can't let you get away like that. Somebody just had an interview the other day on
Shopmakers. Every time I talk to Shopmakers, Robert, he has a meeting. He's just coming from a meeting or going to a meeting.
Yep.
So
he put on his hard bottom shoes for this meeting.
And he got on the gold chain, so we know the meeting was happening.
Hey man, certain people, man, they gonna be dressed in the room. You gotta be dressed too.
You got to.
I know tech. We normally relax t-shirts and jeans, but then some people, man, especially on the entertainment side, they like to.
Yeah.
They like to show, so you gotta make sure you show up and show out too.
There it is. All right. How did I move the needle?
Rushtheline.
Rushtheline moved the needle. Just getting closer to getting back into this airport. I feel like, of course you're gonna have your share of people that don't understand your concept or don't understand, what your business is. But I mean, shoot, you got to keep pushing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You can't give it up.
Nope.
You gotta keep pushing to get the next yes, because it only takes one. So, hey, we launched. Launching in distribution centers, and had a meeting with a particular high school, and planning to launch there as well. Hey man, moving the needle.
He's very modest.
Yes.
He got approved for a pilot.
Bop.
Yeah.
In a school system.
Bop.
And he got approved for a pilot
Up.
in the warehouse distribution center.
Up.
So he didn't just launch. He launched with customers already.
Up.
Enterprise.
True.
Poop.
True. But, I mean, at the same time, it's still, you still, like, you're shoveling, dirt to try to get to the goal.
We shoveling cash.
Yeah.
Okay, cash. I like that.
Shoveling
Shoveling cash.
cash.
Okay.
Shoveling cash.
Shoveling cash.
But nah, you moved the needle, big dog.
Yeah,
Word
you
up.
did.
All right. We all moved the needle. We moving the needle.
We did. Hey, real quick though, I caught what you said. I didn't catch that at first. What you said about me.
What I say?
You was like, I did a show. I forgot. I did do a show.
A major show.
Did a show. Shout out to Rushion McDonald.
Whoop,
He had me
whoop,
on this
whoop,
show.
Let's go. Whoop, whoop.
And shout out to Hypotamus for writing the article about
Yeah,
it.
hold on. We didn't
Nice.
even talk about that. Yo, hold on. Wait a minute. So, Shotmakers League
Yes.
was just featured in Hypopotamus. If you don't know what Hypopotamus is the pretty much the number one tech magazine in Atlanta, online tech magazine in Atlanta.
Yep.
Shout out to Robert, Shotmakers League, getting ready for that launch. They were just featured. Come on now, basketball league for Roblox basketball league, right?
Basically.
That's what it is, right?
Nah, man, Roblox
Okay.
model.
Roblox.
We trying to get them 22 Bs like Roblox.
There we go. Come on now.
Yeah.
We
Around the
moving
corner.
needles all week. That's two things, but I know more. But we'll let y'all.
We'll let y'all figure.
We'll let y'all figure that thing out, or watch us, or hear the moving the needle on the next episode.
I love it.
Rejoice.
Yes.
Let's
And
talk
Lord.
about it. Michigan native,
Yes.
but
Atlanta Rays.
Atlanta raised.
Yes.
Why Atlanta? Let's talk about Atlanta and why Atlanta. Then we'll get into.
Yeah.
What you did.
So Michigan raised, I come from a family of, I would feel like, blue collar construction steel workers. Like in Michigan, most people, if you're from the Midwest, your families worked at the steel mill, General Mills, Ford, and that's like how my family was. And my mom actually moved here. Shout out to my mom. She was just like, you just understand your parents when you get older. You're
Shout out to
like,
your
you know
mom.
what, Mom? I see you. I see what you was doing there. But she moved here. She was a social worker, community organizer. And so she moved here for better opportunity. She started at Grady, then kind of matriculated through different. So I didn't actually want to move here.
Okay.
Can you imagine, really quick,
No.
can you imagine living in Grand Rapids, Michigan? Shout out to Gumru. I was a product of busing. So I lived in like a lower income area, but I went to school, at a STEM academy. And then I move and I go to North Clayton at Clayton County College Park.
Okay.
Can you imagine the different who you become when you go from that to that? I mean, it was just such a like stark, like different. Still that I'm still like, man, I really was like, frazzled. So yeah, Michigan is like my home. It's sort of where I kind of got my values, my educational footprint, and then Atlanta just started to raise me, like drag raise me.
Okay.
You're gonna raise you, but just like ooh. So yeah, and then moved around in Atlanta, went to Emory, graduated from Emory, a whole bunch of other schooling, and lived abroad, and now we're back in Atlanta.
Yeah, we just not
gloss
gonna
over
glaze
lived
over.
abroad.
Right. We just not
Come on,
gonna
now,
glaze.
talk to us. Where you go abroad?
Yeah, so I lived in Cape Town for 6 months. I went to the University of Cape Town, and I lived in Cabo, Mexico for a year. And yeah, just
a little something like
Right.
Cabo for
Just
a
living in
year,
Cape Town.
Cape Town,
yeah,
Yeah. So how was the experience in Cape Town? So that was through Emory.
Yep, it was through Emory. I actually basically didn't graduate here. I just like not delayed my graduation, but instead of graduating, traditionally I took my spring semester senior year of college in Cape Town. And so they had a little graduation for us.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it absolutely changed my life. Shout out to my mentor, Kenya Casey, who's now the associate director at Emory, leading their study abroad program. She's gotten a lot of Black and brown people to go abroad, because when I first got to Emory, I was like, I'm not going to. Like, I just was like, what is this? It was like this specter, like going abroad, what does this mean? But I'm just like, your life changes when you can like leave and see the world from an area point of view. And so I still have some of my closest friends from studying abroad, and then from there you just want to see the world moving forward. So
that's dope.
Everyone go to Cape Town for sure.
Shout
Go
out to Cape
visit.
Town.
Go to Namibia. Go to all the South African places. Learn some stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's come up to speed a little bit. So you come back to Atlanta.
Yep.
North Clayton, Emory, all that good stuff.
What's your move?
What's your move?
Yeah. I went to Emory for medicine.
Yep.
That's why I went there.
That's
Biology.
That's what we want to get into. Let's
Yep.
go.
And that is so funny. Like, I was in my last class. It was a physics class. I remember it. The thing about it is, like, once you go through all of your organic chemistries, your calculus that you've interned for the doctors, you pretty much stay the course. And so the fact that I kind of switched gears late, I understand why my parents were just, like, through with me. They were, like, done with me. I understand it because it's like, why? And I honestly think it was just, like, maybe fear. I don't really know. Looking in hindsight, I can tell it was fear. But, you know, we make things do. But so after that, I was like, okay. And so after graduation, when I was like, I'm not sure if I want to do medicine, I did Teach for America.
Okay.
And then after Teach for America, I was like, oh, well, I'll be an attorney. Because, you know, we only had 3 options back then. It's just like, and then I worked for a corporate immigration firm for 2 years, Fragaman here in Atlanta. And then when I realized that that wasn't it, then I just was like, I'm going to move. And I moved to Mexico.
Okay.
Yep.
So you moved to Mexico?
Yep. Mexico taught me a lot about life.
Mexico taught you a lot.
So you moved to Mexico. Wait, so you just, all right, I don't really know what I want. I don't know where exactly I'm going to go.
Yep.
But I'm going to go here and try to discover myself. Was that the thought?
And people who get teaching degrees, I think, are the best because they have that optionality. There's so many other countries, Dubai. I mean, I had multiple deals on the table just to teach English.
Oh, so you took a job in Cabo.
Yeah,
in
I took a
Gotcha.
I worked at a very fine private school for expats.
Yeah.
I feel like I learned true wealth when I moved to Cabo because most of my parents were very wealthy. And it was my first time meeting a lot of Americans who just kind of like, I'm going to move here and start my own business. And they live very well. And I was like, oh, I could probably do this. And so I think, between Mexico in South Africa, I just kind of started to pick up the DNAs of what an entrepreneur could look like. Because before then, I'm like a doctor or a lawyer, just something very safe within like certain guidelines.
What type of doctor did you want to be?
I wanted to be an OBGYN.
Gotcha.
I used to watch all those videos. They used to have all the best like real videos about like women birth on, and I used to like watch them all the time. I had like internships with like amazing doctors here in Atlanta. And
on PBS? Was it, no on cable. What was that on?
Oh man,
Lifetime? No, not Lifetime.
It wasn't Lifetime. Probably was like Discovery or Health Network.
It was one of those channels.
Yeah. You watched them too?
My mom wanted me to be a doctor. When I was a kid, so I used to watch PBS and watch surgeries.
Okay,
I had to eat my dinner while I watched the surgeries.
Okay. You're one of those kids.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So, Mexico, you come back to Atlanta.
Yep.
And you said, you know what? Entrepreneurship is for me. How did you start that process? What made you just say, you know what, here in Atlanta, I'm going to build this business and become an entrepreneurship? Go into entrepreneurship. Yeah,
what's funny is I guess when you live by the water and you're with surfers, you just feel like you could do anything because I knew I was not renewing my contract in Mexico. I was like, I don't want to be a teacher. I was just doing this. I needed some breathing room, but I'm going back. I was like, but I ain't working for nobody. I said that. Because I'm not working for nobody. I'm not looking for a job. And listen here.
Talk to him.
You pay that paradise tax when you come back without a plan. Because I did. I came back. I said, I'm not working for anyone. And I was committed to that. And maybe for like 2 years, I slept on friends' couches. It's just like a whole, this is probably like my 6th life.
Now, you say that all the time. I've heard you say that
sixth
multiple
life.
times. Like, this is my sixth life.
Yeah, it's my sixth life.
Okay.
Real quick, I didn't mean to bring this up, but Robert, when I was there, I was on the basketball team. We won the whole city championship.
Okay.
Just wanted to put that right there.
You just
just
wanted to put it on the table?
Okay.
Just
Okay.
in case.
I mean, we still have a hovering challenge offer out there.
Yeah.
You know,
Shot Makers League.
Yeah.
Rejoice is starting her own.
Joyce says she can
League
beat me.
challenge.
I just, you know.
Just saying, I went out there, did what I had to do. But
Wait, what position you play?
I played point guard and shooting guard.
So you got handles.
Yeah.
A little
I
bit.
basically see the floor. I see everything that's going on. I know everything before it happens. Never stop.
There it is.
We'll see.
Okay, but no, I came back and I was like, I don't want to work for anyone. And I think it was just like seeing everyone. You have to see it. We talk about windows all the time. But so I came back and I didn't know what I was going to do. Prior to leaving, though, I had this organization where I would invite friends out and we would serve the displaced homeless communities in Atlanta. And we probably did this for like 10 years before I went to Mexico. So like it would be like a few people, then it was like tons of people. And I got a lot of high school and college people and young adults to come out, but we would like hire a DJ or have like a rap cipher and we would make it fun. So I said to myself, well, I've kind of done some things before, but I didn't know what it was going to be. I just knew that I didn't want to work for anyone else. I had tasted a little bit of freedom. It tasted so good that I wanted to have it. But when I came back, and this was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So it's like you needed a job. You needed to feel like, I'm coming with all of this pedigree, or so I thought, whatever that is. And yeah, I couldn't, nothing was sticking. Nothing that I wanted was sticking. And so I babysat for like 10 years, babysat and nannied and tutored for like 10 years. I was making good money with that, but I kind of leaned on that as I kind of figured it out. And I think the figuring it out is still just like, you really just do stuff. You just keep doing stuff. And then it kind of happens.
So during that time, though, did you run into people like, wait, you graduated from Emory?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's all of that.
Wait, you went to medical school?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't go to medical school. I didn't finish to go to medical school. No. But no, I went to Emory. I went to Duke for graduate. Like I had a whole like list. Like
so we got Blue Devil in here.
Yeah. So
Oh man.
I did a graduate program called Ralph Bunch. Shout out to Dr. Paula McLean, who's the first Black dean at Duke University, where we learned race and American politics. And just like, this is when I was like, oh, I probably want to do something else. Anyway, I say all that to say, yes, I came knowing that I had all of these things. And it was a lot of shame there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of shame, like, of feeling like, oh, I have to hit the mark, or because all of my peers, they're in medical school or they're in law school already. And these were both of my trajectories at one point. And here I am just like, oh, I just got back from Mexico. I'm sleeping on my friends' couches. What is happening? Who am I? So the dark night of the soul for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
But when we come back, we're going to keep on. We're going to dive in further.
Okay.
We're going to dive in further because Vower. How did that come along? We're going to talk about that when we get back.
Yes.
NoCap Table, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle. We'll be back. Rob, Rejoice, Omari. We'll be right back. We're back. NoCap Table podcast. Listen, Rejoice is telling her great story. Now, we haven't even crossed the threshold of her getting into entrepreneurship yet.
Her startup. Well, startup. She was in entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
It
the
just
startup,
was. It wasn't
Yeah.
where she was,
Just
and it
doing
was.
stuff.
What'd you call it? The dark.
Night of the soul.
The dark night of the soul.
Okay.
See, this is why I like talking to Rejoice, man. Rejoice, what she taught me about co-creation,
Co-creating
windows.
with the
Like
universe,
Rejoice, she like the closest thing to Erykah Badu.
Oh,
She's like our Yoda.
Yeah, for real.
Like our Yoda.
Erykah
Facts.
Badu, that's a good
Facts.
compliment for a lot of different other reasons.
No doubt.
for sure.
But continue.
Yeah, let's jump back in. Yeah. So now, so now you're back from Mexico. The dark, what you call it?
The dark night of the soul.
Of the soul has happened.
Yes.
How did you come up with Vower?
Okay. And I was thinking about this yesterday.
Okay.
I was in this place, and I think we talk a lot about like just being in spiritual, posturing yourself in a spiritual place to hear clearly. Because at this point I was just like, look, I'm about to go get a job. I know I have the credentials, but I don't want to do that. I need to hear. No lie. I used to cycle a lot, like a hardcore indoor cyclist. So I'm in the cycling class, and I have been seeking God. I've been seeking the face. I've been seeking answers. No lie. I was fixing one bike to get on another, and immediately as I was getting over, I heard it. I know people say that, but it's the truth. Yeah. I heard, this is what I hear, like, maybe you should be like helping more people volunteer, helping companies, nonprofit organizations find volunteers. And you should do it in a cool way. That's what I heard. And I said, okay, I've been doing this, organization and, mobilizing volunteers. And we have like this cool little way that we do it. Maybe that is like the next thing. So then I was like, in South Africa, I learned about was bursary economies. And basically what that means is a lot of countries use different economic models in order to mobilize people or get things done. Case in point, a lot of my friends that I went to school with in Cape Town, they were on a bursary economy where a corporation would say, hey, in exchange for your tuition, you're going to work for us. Or, hey, in exchange for you keeping your township nice, we're going to give you tuition. So something that is a different point of exchange. So I said, why can't that be done here? So I was like, well, people don't want to really volunteer anymore. They're not doing it for T-shirts or pizza anymore. Like the old way of giving back and volunteering time is gone. Yeah. How can we get young people to be more self-efficacious? How can we get more people to check in? So I was like, the young people I know, my nieces and nephews, you tell them you want to go see the little baby or you wanted some sneakers. And it's like that activates them because that's what they are motivated by. That's what attracts them. Now, it's not a what I would call it's a tribal reward. It's like a reward that isn't as sticky. It's an initial reward. But the goal is if you connect people, because people, we always want to be connected. But if you connect people initially from what they want, you can at least get them in the funnel, right? And then the model is you connect them with organizations and you connect them with people that will naturally attract their interest, but probably organizations they didn't even know existed. And so that was the model. It's like Vower, when we first started, you can volunteer for concert tickets. You can volunteer for sneakers. And we were able to mobilize a lot of young people who wanted to hang out with their friends, and they didn't mind if they were picking up trash or if they were, planting trees on the weekend because they got to hang out with their friends and it was cool and it didn't feel like, church mom telling you to come on, we're going to, pick up Bible. Yeah, it wasn't like that. And so that is the original model of Vower. We started, and our demo was this model around self-efficacy, around civic engagement. And it's not that anymore, but that is like how, how we originally started.
I wish Ms. Glover was still alive to hear you say that.
Yeah.
Ms. Glover, she used to mobilize me with strawberry cakes.
Really?
To go and help them at their church. All the time.
All the time.
One of my best friends, his mom is Miss Glover, but she passed away. But that was what she used to do.
Yeah.
She'd make the best like homemade cakes.
Ooh.
And so she'd offer to make us a cake, but all right, I gotta come with me to the church on the weekend and help out with the parking or do little like chores around her yard and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, and you think about it, our cultures historically have always operated off of this barter system. Yeah. If you're a painter, I'm a carpenter, we're going to exchange services. So it's within our DNA. It's not unique to us. This isn't, something that we just made up. It's just like, how can you revolutionize that for the economies that we have now? So, yeah.
Nice. Okay, so the name Vower.
Oh,
How did you come up with the name
I
Vower?
was in jury duty. And this is what I'm saying, like when you be I
really
be the
Scorpio.
No. I be like in it because it just feels like, I don't know. That's just kind of where I just go within. Yeah. But I was in jury duty and I was like, man, I don't know what we gonna call this, because it was just like, I feel like I had, the first name was just like, maybe like a whole sentence of a name. I was like, what is this? And then I started learning like, oh, you should do like one word names. You know, how they was like Uber and it. I was just like, okay, I need to find something that means like volunteer power. And then it was Vower. And I didn't even know that that's what Vower means, basically like a person that
takes a vow
and does what they say they're going to do. So it kind of worked out. You know,
shout
how
out to jury duty.
Work out. Yeah.
And the bike and the cycling class.
That's crazy because I thought when I first heard Vower, I thought that when you said what it came from was gonna be something about taking a vow, because I know how serious you are about things. Like I thought you were gonna be like it came from me taking a vow, but okay.
Yes. I'm so serious about things.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you not like in a. It's
I
like
guess that's okay.
It's like Erykah Badu. It's like you take her seriously, but she's like she can still be spiritual.
Really be playing.
She can still be cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's not playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, because she gave us NoCap table on the platter. Was like, hey.
No, you guys already had it. It was just like you were like, I don't know. You didn't need permission, but I was just like, this sounds dope. You should absolutely go and do that. But you guys were already in the pocket, like in the huddle, getting it together,
So that means we get shares and Rejoice get shares in the cap table.
She on the cap table?
Yeah, I heard it here first. You heard it here first.
She's on the board somewhere.
Yeah, she's definitely on the board. Okay, so let's get back into it. Vower.
Yeah.
What does Vower do?
Yeah, so Vower, we are, I would consider us, if you can think about it as a marketplace. Sometimes we like to say a LinkedIn for pre-professionals, but it's more than that. So we connect entry-level pre-professionals that are mostly Black and brown to the skills and the companies that will want to hire them. What we do, what we're patent pending for, and what we do better than everyone else, or I would say what makes us unique, is two things. The first is we're the only marketplace where you can upskill yourself before applying. So what does that look like? If Rushtheline posted a job and said like, hey, we're looking for an entry-level person, you must know Canva, you must know Microsoft Excel. Our system will have that job posted, but right next to it, it'll say learn it now. So we use machine learning so they can actually learn these skills before they apply, earn the badges. So basically a barrierless way of applying, where you take these entry-level, baseline to mid-level digital skills, and people can learn it on demand and be applicable to any job that they come next to, which for me totally eliminates the skills gap that's just continuing to widen. The labor and skills gap is like what we're trying to eliminate. The second thing that we do well, which I think is just what makes us cool and has gotten us to where we are, is freelancers can choose how they're paid. So same spin before, hey, if I do this gig, I don't want to be paid in cash. I want to be paid in these Air Jordan 13s. What's good? I want to go to see Lil Baby and Drake. Or I want to go see, I want to choose how I'm paid with my time. Yeah. And so we're the only marketplace where you can do that. So if you want a Sheen card for doing that flyer, baby girl, you getting a Sheen card.
Gotcha.
You want, Jordans for coming out and volunteering. And I think initially we got a lot of pushback. I think it's just because people, the world works differently in a lot of different places. And this is how people operate with these different type of economies. And mobilize people the way they need to be in order to get things done. And so I don't, we have to get people to come to work and we give them money. But are we using that money is to pay for things that we love, anyway, that gives us connection. So we just move the middleman out the way. And sometimes the middleman is the fiat currency of the U.S. dollar. So.
Word up.
Yeah.
That's Vower. That's dope.
Vower up, by the way.
So we went to speak at the Work-Based Learning Program, and this is for the people in podcast radio land. Yes. These aren't just Jordans and different things that's not relevant. Like, listen, she has like the official Jordans. Like for real.
No fugazi. Is that what they call it? No fugazi.
No fugazi. No foo-foo. So definitely the quality of the products are definitely A1.
Yeah.
So shout out to Vower.
Yeah.
So on the other side, right? So it's a marketplace.
Yeah.
So you said, so if I'm a kid, and I'm just gonna assume kids, right?
Yeah, I mean,
is it kids or is it anybody that's looking to enter a specific
let me tell you,
entry level, right?
Let me tell you, the interesting thing is, yes, the main value proposition is to get more Black and brown people jobs, get them the skill sets they need for upward mobility so they can reach parity, right? Same thing for Black business owners, which we could talk about, because most minority business owners are non-employers, so they can't afford it. So if you say to them, hey, I'm going to afterpay your labor, you don't have to have this $28 an hour plus benefits up front. But if you just need some flyers, or you need someone to take care, all of these things are incremental growth towards you surviving and scaling your company, right? Yeah. But when we first started out, this is 16 through 35 is our target, and it's a lot of high school, college students. But man, we started to get these like professionals who like, I just don't want to stand in line for the J's, or I just don't want to, so it's like a whole different thing where it's like, I just want to go to Beyonce Renaissance. I'm not, I'd rather put in some consulting work for this because I just got time on the weekend. Yeah. So now it's becoming more of this global approach to people just kind of like to get, if you think about gamers like robots, just like, I kind of just want to do some shit and like, sorry. Ooh, it's Ramadan today too, Lord. Cool. Allah, forgive me. But people just want to do things with their time, and they want to be a part of a community. So the initial sort of come here is, I'm looking for skills, I'm looking to build my resume, but we're finding more and more users are coming for the rewards. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. I don't want to wait in line for the J's. No. Or
I want to be in a lottery.
I can just go to Vower and get some credit. What do y'all call them? Vower powers? What do y'all
points.
call them?
Points like rewards, like similar for Amex or Visa. It's like you use it so many times you get your rewards. Now there'd be people out here real deal serious about their reward points. But for us, it's a lot simpler. You do a task or learn a skill. That's how you get points. If you learned a skill. I just learned Microsoft Excel. I just learned SAP. Shout out to SAP. I just learned SAP to become a technical consultant, and I got 20 points. Oh, man, I get an Uber Eats card or immediately. Yeah. We're not talking about a lottery or you can enter for a chance to win. It's like you put in the work or you learned that skill. You are getting something at the end of it.
Let's go.
Period.
That's awesome.
So SAP. Shout out to SAP.
Shout out to SAP.
With companies like that have products that they need a sales force to push their products. You become a tool for them. Okay, so you can leverage these people that want to learn new skills, and they're providing new products that require a new skill set that only they can offer. They can now
1,000%. It's a golden moment. Post-COVID did two things for us. It opened the world up. It allowed a lot of corporations, specifically tech corporations, to say like, hey, do we really need these degree requirements? Because we're changing our software all the time. We can just teach people skill and build a new digital workforce, frontline digital workforce. We don't really need these degrees. Probably never actually need them, but thank God we're here. That's the silver lining of COVID, is like now we have these new opportunities. But a lot of, you got Google with their certification. Shout out to Google. Amazon, shout out to Amazon. You have all of these sort of behemoth corporations that are pushing out as their product grows and they grow in customers. So does the need of having people who can use these softwares to help their customers. And so
it requires education.
Yep.
All right, shout out to post-COVID.
Yep.
So we're going to take a quick break. We come back, we're going to continue to dive in. Listen, the Rejoice is her sixth life is amazing. We're going to continue to dive back in. Rejoice Jones, Robert Foster. Listen,
Omari
Mann.
Hey, man, we're going to do this thing. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Welcome back to the NoCap Table Podcast. I am your co-founder, Omari.
Robert Foster.
Rejoice Jones.
So I wanted we got to capture this conversation in between the break, because Robert, you made a great point about the upskilling aspect of Vower.
Yeah. So for the people out there and for me, the way I'm looking at it is if I'm Google, or not even Google. Let's go Calendly.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go Calendly.
Shout out to Calendly.
And Calendly has a new product.
Yep.
That requires people to go out and sell it or teach it.
Yep.
You can upskill your people to become now those Calendly product specialists. Ooh.
I like that.
Yeah, I need that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the marketplace approach is beautiful because like any marketplaces, you can start to find different spinoffs or different allocations for the marketplace. So on its face, businesses are coming to find talent, just like a Fiverr, right? The difference is it's local. You don't have to upskill them on what lit is. You know, they kind of know the information. But now people start to say, well, for this job, we don't need you to have a 4-year degree, but do you know these skills? And so instead of telling the talent, go find those skills, we just say, we'll just upskill you ourselves. Yeah. And we're niche, so we don't go outside of baseline to mid-level skills. Okay. We don't try to upskill the software developers or no, we don't do that. There are baseline to mid-level skills that statistically and data shows us if we just learned, if minority communities and communities just learned a few of them, they would 2x their salary, reach parity. We would be in middle class with just these
set of skills.
Yeah, set of skills. And we increase our labor participation, which is the most exciting thing. So yeah, we can kind of like feed two birds.
So real quick, within that, I can hear that there is a vow to serve your people and your community and create an impact. So talk about that.
Yeah, it's the most important thing to me. So again, like I was a product of busing. I come from a blue collar family, construction family. So me getting education was an eye opener because, you know, my siblings or just people around me didn't go the same route that I went. And I don't think that that's a good or bad thing because I feel like, you know, it just is the way it is. But I do believe that prior to COVID, even if they want and have more skill than me, because a lot of my people left and right of me have more skill, natural, innate skill. Yeah. I'm book smart, like I can, you know, but real skill, they should still be able to apply to a 6-figure job if they can learn and deploy a skill. Yeah, sure. So that's one thing, is like eliminating all of these barriers that keep us from reaching parity, from reaching upward mobility for ourselves. That's one. The second, and one of the most passionate things for me, is that, minority companies that are mostly Black and brown cannot afford. So when people be like, raise the hourly wage, I get it, but you're not talking about everyone, because a lot of us cannot afford to pay you $25 an hour starting off. Yeah. We need more access to capital. We need more access to resources to be able to do that. And so Vower allows them to use the point system to say like, hey, I may not have $28 an hour, but I got $500. I'm going to buy points and I'm going to just get all of these tasks done. Yeah. And the points don't expire. And so this allows them to incrementally not only survive, but scale their impact. And, you know.
So I am.
Yes,
I am a company that wants to grow and scale. So what I can do is turn my operations, I can essentially break my operations down to tasks. Yes. And then divvy those tasks out in order to
and find talent that's not the talent that are not just coming for position. Because you may get somebody at a big company that's coming for these Jordans that now you have access to higher talent because now we're gamifying it.
We met on a certain level.
Yes.
Right? Like, so if I said, hey, I need you to be my CMO, you come in here. But if I say, I need this flyer for this campaign, here's a pair of J's.
Yes. And now they get to know you. Whoever, we don't, hold a grip on you. Whatever y'all choose to do after that exchange is up to you. But that's like the beautiful thing, like figuring out innovative ways to remove barriers.
Wow.
That's pretty dope right there. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, you got to keep that tagline too.
Yeah. Which one?
Using that, figuring out innovative ways to remove barriers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a sick one right there.
Thank you.
Let's go. Okay. So, what's next for Vower? What do you see Vower in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, I see us as a global company that helps to mobilize people all over the world. Literally, we have 13% of our talent that come from different African countries. So just imagine, right? You are living in different countries and you don't have access, the same types of access that we have now. You don't even use the US dollar, right?
Facts.
So it's like, I'm going to do this for an Amazon gift card. I'm going to learn this skill and become more resourceful for Shein. You know, things that, like I said, money has its own barriers. So alternative currencies, however you decide to look at it, has its value and has its root because globalization is here to stay, right? So I see Vower as a global program, that a global company that helps to mobilize people around work. So it's a workforce development, but it's also connecting people around work that feels more like a community. It feels more like the people I care about, the minority communities that I think for a long time haven't had the same equity of opportunity, but now we can move them towards more equity of outcome. So that's what I see us as.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I think we're gonna hit cap or no cap.
Yeah, but we're gonna take a quick break though.
Let's go.
And then we're gonna come back.
Okay.
And play cap.
And we're gonna play
no
cap.
We're gonna see if that
or no
Clayco actually if Clayco drops some sauce on you.
Yes, indeed. So we'll be back. Vower CEO and founder, Rejoice Jones. We'll be back in a second. Welcome back to the No Cap Table podcast. Listen, she decided to stay to play cap.
We didn't
or
run
no
our
cap.
way. We didn't run our way.
We didn't even have to tell her the rules.
No.
Nah, we shouldn't.
Nah.
Clayco.
Yeah, she can Clayco.
Thank you for
And the
accepting
D.
me, Clay.
It's cold in the D.
It is cold in the D.
Yeah, well, I'm from Grand Rapids, but shout out to the D as well.
Oh, that's right. GR. What y'all call it? Gun? What is it?
The Gun Rule, but
The Gun Rule.
you know, Grand Rapids, you know.
Got you. All right, Rejoice. I'm gonna put you on the hot seat. So I'll start off easy.
Okay.
Cap or no cap? Every startup is venture backable.
Oh my
cap
gosh.
or no cap?
Cap.
Why?
Oh my gosh. And this is something like I'm in right now, but just because I think like venture capital has its own was sort of like litmus test, but it also has its own expectations. And
Let them have it.
Let them have it. No cap.
I said this to myself the other day. I was like, Rejoice, do you want to eat the world? You know, I think that when we think about venture capital and the robustness of it, it is, I want to take the whole spread. I'm leaving nothing on the table. Like I'm collecting the whole spread, which is fine for people who have those aspirations. And I think venture capital helps a lot of people to gain capital for what they need. So yeah, like if venture capital is in our, pathway, we'll take it. But it comes with a lot of expectations and stipulations. And a lot of times it is to just straight, hard, cut and dry to return a profit. And sometimes you may get lost in the sauce of what that means as far as if you're a mission-focused company. But I think all companies aren't, nor should they try to be. I mean, come on now, the small business is like, that is the heart of most businesses are small businesses. And so everything can't be venture back because not everyone's trying to like eat the world like that. Some of us are just trying to build community, have great impact where we are. And so, no, not all businesses are, nor should they be. Collab Capital, shout out to Jewel, Barry, and Justin. They have a thesis around this and how they believe that capital should be dispersed. And they have like this thesis out. I think they just went to Harvard and like taught the class about the thesis. And so it's thought leaders like that help us to understand what this really means as an ecosystem framework, not just a way to gain financial for your business. Yeah.
Gotcha. So that's cap.
Yes, it's cap.
All cap.
Cap or no cap. You need community to build a successful startup.
100%. I think so.
Okay.
Wait, is it cap or no cap?
Oh, sorry. It's no cap. It's no cap.
Why do you feel that way, though?
Yeah, like we are predisposed as humans to want to be in community. So all we do all day long is try to connect, and we just use these different, modalities or mediums to do it. And so, like for Vower, we work with the school systems. We work with the high schools. We work with the colleges. We work with different nodes and network effects, businesses that have their own. The sneaker community, the dance community, the skateboard community, all these people that have found, likeness within each other, and they're living life together. And so it's like, yeah, we're just inserted to help them to do more what they were already determined to do.
Yeah.
So no cap, community first.
What are some of the communities that you recommend tech founders or entrepreneurs to join?
Oh my gosh, so many. I first think in order to be it's like a marathon runner. It's like we're running a marathon. Have y'all ever seen the documentary Breaking 2?
No.
Nah.
Okay, you have to watch it.
Not the pop lock, like.
No. No. Nike basically took the top 3 runners and created a whole facility around them to see if they can break 2 hours for a full marathon. And within this, they showed you just like all the science, the wind atmosphere has to be right, like the shoot, everything. They just they just threw all their scientists on them. And basically, wait, I lost my thought.
Breaking 2. When?
Before then.
The
Why you need a community?
Why you need a community? What community?
Oh,
what communities? Yes.
Okay.
I think the start of it is to have like a health community.
Okay.
Like you have to like really focus on your health, your social, emotional health, and your physical health in order to do this, because we are marathon runners for real. So find you a great workout community. Shout out to Effect Fitness because I love them, and that's been my workout community. But there's just a lot. So you need a workout community, and you need people that actually like care about your social emotional being. Yeah. Those are the communities. Hands down, if you don't do anything else, just find those because it's just
find your people.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. So that's no cap, right?
No cap.
No cap. All right. Cap or no cap?
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta is becoming, I'm not going to say the next Silicon Valley.
I love Atlanta.
But see, that's that North Plain coming out.
Forever. I love it.
Fila.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta is the next city for startups. I'm not even going to call it Silicon Valley anymore. But it's the next biggest city for startups. Cap or no cap. And it's okay. And just be honest.
I think so. Okay. I think when you said Silicon Valley, it made me think of Miami first. But then like now that you kind of just said like for startups, I think so, yes.
Okay. Why?
I think the city has done a good job to posture itself for startup founders to be able to have resources. I mean, we vacillate between like 3 or 4 different tech communities, and we find community there, and it allows us what I like to call the utility of space to be able to do this job and have people of like mind. We're going for funds. You have resources. We share with each other. We break bread together. So I think that's why I think that they are doing a good job at it. And I think they're going to continue. Shout out to Andre. Did you know that Mayor Dickens was at my demo day when Vower was volunteer for concert tickets. He was at my demo day. This was before he was elected.
Nice.
So I think it's in the DNA of what we're trying. We're natural business owners for real. We've been doing hair and cutting and selling food on the side and popping our trunk and selling our CDs. This is what we've always done. And now we just have the tools to put an LLC or to put a C Corp on it and really run it up. So
that's a
no cap.
No cap.
Yep.
Atlanta is the next biggest startup city.
Yes,
let's go.
But don't move here because we don't have no more room.
We don't.
Yeah,
Traffic is
do
all
it virtually.
Do it virtually.
Do it virtually. Okay. We got one more?
You got one more.
All right, cap.
Come on,
or no cap. We need more black investors in software?
We need more Black investors in software. That's kind of like, I can't win for this answer. Like, I can't win if I said.
It's ain't about a win. It's about how you feel.
I don't know what that means, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I don't necessarily think just because people are Black, they're going to actually use their dollars or their influence to promote or to. I think if that is where we're starting, then absolutely, NoCap, we need that. However, I've found that, people just have different interests, and sometimes it may not be, towards supporting Black businesses, although that's the hope. So I just don't know because I've never seen it. But I will say that the Black investors that I do know, the Black investors and the mentors that have helped me are sold out for Black and brown folk. And that just feels amazing. And yes, if they had more capital, they would disperse it more. And I guess this is the sad thing because I haven't seen it as robust. Like I can name for you the investors that I know that are Black. And so we've seen what they, you're right. You know what? You're right. That's sad. Because I didn't have, the framework for it. It's like I'm trying to take myself through it. It's like, yeah, we do need it because then we need to be able to understand what we can do from our lens and where we sit and in proximity to. So, yes, we do. No cap.
There it is.
There we go.
Sound like she survived. Cap or no cap.
Yep.
She hung around, stuck around for it. Shout out to Vower. Shout out to Rejoice.
Y'all.
Hey, man.
Vower up.
Thank you so much for coming through, telling your story.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the books that you read, what keeps you inspired, what's your why.
Yep.
And, we're going to jump right into it before we get out of here.
Perfect.
No Cap Table. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the No Cap Table podcast, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle. Rob, it's been a great show, bro.
Yes, it has.
Listen. Rejoice.
Yep.
Again, thank you so much for coming on to our show. Thank you for your great words of inspiration all the time around Atlanta Tech Village. Atlanta Tech Village is, where we all met.
Shout out to Atlanta Tech Village.
Yes. What keeps you inspired? What books are you reading? What motivates you?
Yeah, I'm reading right now Gather by Octavia Rahim. I think it's like just a short sort of collection of spiritual essays about who we are and who, I'm reading Heal Thyself by Queen Afua because I really believe in gut health, biotech, democratizing health. And then The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Those are the three right now that are in my...
Nice.
Real quick, how do you manage 3 books at one time?
Yeah, Eckhart is on Audible, and these 2 are in my hand. So breaks, Pomodoro, work for 45 minutes, take a break, work for 50 minutes, take a break. So during the break, you supposed to read or try to, and they're short passages too. So,
okay,
but
nice. Okay. Well, my question is, I don't know, Robert. My question is, what's your why? Why? What keeps you going? And why?
Yeah. I think we're all going to die. Yeah, this is going to happen to all of us. So that's the great equalizer. So it's just like before we do die, what kind of experiences do we want to have? And I think for those who are called to create or to co-create with the universe, then we have to just put what we do have out into the world. But my family inspires me. Like I said, Black and brown communities, because community inspires me, like feeling like I'm a part of something, feeling like people, like I have something to serve. When people see me coming, like, oh yeah, she coming with some good stuff. Like that feels good. Selfishly, this altruistic feeling. Other than that, like that's it. Like honestly, all the other things that we maybe have thought that was gonna do it, like the money and stuff, is really not that. It's like what you feel, that energy you get when you are like doing good and people say, yo, we need that shop makers right now. We need that Rushtheline right now. It feels good. Like you have a duty to serve others. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the freedom.
And
the freedom.
Can we just do a whole podcast about freedom?
So you coming back, right?
I would love to come back, but that's just really should be what we try to
Joyce
achieve.
Jones
freedom.
Part 2.
Freedom.
We're going to talk about freedom from a mental aspect, freedom from a physical aspect, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've got to come back. This was great.
What are you guys reading really quick?
She flipped it.
Yeah, she flipped it on us, right? Yeah. What am I reading? Dang, I'm gonna have to take out my Audible. I'm not reading anything.
Okay.
Just listening to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I might have to come back to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm in the same boat. I'm actually not reading anything.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a collection of YouTube
I feel like
speeches and things that I listen to that kind of balance me.
Yep.
But for the most part, because of the stage that I'm at, I feel like I'm more strategize, mobilize, execute. Like that's all that I'm kind of on.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm identifying opportunities. I'm becoming more organized. So in a way, I am reading, but it's more like mechanical reading.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm reading like what to do, and then I'm doing it.
Yes, Bob.
Word
Back
up.
to you.
Back to me. So I started reading Power of the Tongue because I struggle with imposter syndrome sometimes. So I have to really listen to different stuff because one, this is like my favorite. This is my first like rodeo in the tech world. So just reading stuff to energize myself, to give me peace, to know that I'm the one that's supposed to carry this stuff out. You already. Like, I'm the one that's supposed to carry this mission out, this task out. No matter how many no's I get. Yeah. It's just I've got to keep going. So I have to energize myself.
How do you feel about no's?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have so much peace now with no's.
Really?
I probably have like 300 no's.
Yeah.
I think somebody put it to me like this, like get to the no fast.
Yeah.
Like get to it. I don't want you lingering. Don't be trying to hold me. Yeah. Anything, relationships, nothing. Just give me the no fast so I can. It's like water, Water just says, oh no, not that. Okay, you just keep going. So I feel like the no's, like we all get them. Yeah. It's like unique to no one. Like we all get no's. Yeah. So it's a part of it.
But it's so tough sometimes.
Is it?
Especially when you want it. Like you want it so bad, but then you get told, I
got told today, the long officer, she was buttering me up. Not to 15 minutes. She's like, nah. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And I just said, well, it's not from you. It's not coming from here. It's coming from a different source.
There it is.
So many sources too.
It's limit, and we talked about this before. Limitless.
Yeah, I think that's why the no's don't bother me.
Limitless.
Like I do prefer you to get to the no quick.
For sure.
But I also, it's crazy because even when they do drag me out in the no, they'll mess up and say something that it's like, okay, now I got that's going into a bag.
Yeah. And it's all a lesson. It's all for our good. Like it just depends on your outlook. But it's just like we can't miss what's ours. That's like the whole week. I can't miss what's for me. Yeah. So this no was just not for me. Cool. But I can't miss what is. Yeah. Yeah. On to the next.
Be resilient and keep going. Yeah. That's what we got to keep doing. Rob, final words. What you got to tell people?
Real quick before the final words.
What do you think?
How can they reach you? Yes. Where can they find you? All the connection points.
We're on everything. The Vower Inc. That's TheVower_Inc. That's all social media. Just like come Vower up with us, man. Don't have to use your money to buy things. Use your skill. Use your brain. Come get your brain sexy and find a job and build your resume.
And if they want to reach you directly.
Directly. Yep. I would say like LinkedIn. I hate that. I'm not on Instagram right now, but my Instagram is Jabez Jones, Jabez Jones. And then I have another one for those who are into health and biotech. Is Eat Light Love.
Eat Light Love.
Let's go. Yeah. Rob, where can they find you, bro?
Y'all can find me, me as in me, Robert Foster on LinkedIn. Don't come to my personal Instagram page unless you want to laugh.
Robbie turned up on his personal Instagram page, y'all.
Shotmakers League is where you
so nice. Shotmakers
definitely
League is
go
nice.
to Shotmakers League. Go to shopmakersleague.com, create a profile.
Yes.
And by the time y'all seeing this, take a challenge.
Yup.
But yeah, that's
we need to get the NoCap table challenge.
Oh yeah. We got them coming.
Yeah,
for sure. You can find me LinkedIn, Omari Mann. Rush the line at all things. Rush the line. Hopefully we'll be back in the airport real soon.
We have to get Rushtheline Airport. Oh my gosh! Aren't you guys annoyed that you can't get Auntie Ans?
Y'all go at Atlanta, Hartsfield, Atlanta.
Right now.
Hit their Instagram, tell them why is Rushtheline not
in the airport.
Andre Dickens.
What's good?
Y'all ping everybody you possibly can.
Yes, we need food delivery in the Atlanta airport.
And we don't just need it. We need it from Rush the line.
Absolutely.
Because they were the catalyst. They were the ones in there doing it. They pointed the problem
Can't you
out.
just see it? I can see it.
Listen.
It's so clear.
Crystal clear.
I can touch that thing. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes. So we need tag, make videos, whatever you want to do.
Every time you're in the airport and you wish you could rush that line. We just need to go into
the airport and just just like deliver stuff and be like, we just need to go in and mimic it and just be like, yeah, we already just like
right. Look, we're just gonna do it.
We're just gonna do it. We're not asking.
Absolutely. Hey, look.
We are asking. Sorry. Can you please
we'll
help
apologize.
us?
Yeah. We'll apologize later.
We'll apologize
for the second time.
Yeah.
The second time.
But the demand's gonna be so high.
Absolutely, to where they can't deny us.
Yeah.
Let's go. Then we're gonna have them. We're gonna have them create credits because we're gonna need someone to do our social media. So they're gonna have to go on Vower. They're gonna have to get these credits to upskill.
And you may need the delivery. Get a lot of the high school and college.
I just want to let y'all know y'all watching live how NoCap table got created.
This is exactly how
the NoCap table got created.
But then they're gonna have to swing over, right? So it's trash cans all in the airport, so they can create a challenge on the Shopmakers League. Bam, bam. Let's go. Shoot your best shot. Shopmakers League, Vower, Rush the line in the airport. We're gonna do it.
Hey man. But thank you for coming, Rejoice.
Thanks for having me so much. It was a pleasure.
We need a part 2.
Yes.
It didn't even seem like it was an hour.
Nah, we need 2 hours.
Yeah,
we need 2.
Definitely 2. All right, party people. Thank y'all for tuning in to the NoCap Table podcast, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle. Go create your profile on Shopmakers League, please.
I'll go take a challenge right now.
Go take a challenge. Yeah, go take a challenge.
Challenges. Go take them.
You already know you got that rival. Yeah. That rival in that other school, they think they shoot better than you.
Come on.
Nah. Call them out right now.
And Vower up.
Yes.
Hurry up and Vower up.
Get them real official.
Upskill.
Yeah. Let's go. We'll see y'all next time. NoCap Table. Peace out.
That was so much fun.